All right, well, I'll start off first with the bad news. Matt Corral tore his Lisfranc ligament, so they're exploring the possibilities right now and the options with the best doctors across the country, and but it should be a significant injury. I really don't have anything else of note other than that.
Is that season ending, Matt?
Like I said, I have to wait and see what they said. I would assume it'd be a while. I said the doctors have to say it, but I'm assuming it's going to be a significant amount of time. I don't know what exactly that is, though.
How's he holding up?
I mean, he was in meetings today. Obviously, I'm sure he's disappointed. I don't want to speak for him, but it was just unfortunate he just got stepped on. So, we'll do our best to support him and help him make the gains he needs to make in the current time.
So, Matt, after getting back, getting through film, how encouraged were you with what you saw from the twos on the offensive line yesterday?
Yeah, it's like everything else. There's some good, some bad. I think, obviously we played Icky and Brady for a couple series. I just showed the team had a team meeting. Icky came around on a pull and knocked a guy about 7 yards down the field. He also those guys both got beat on a twist that we had seen all week that we can't get beat on. Got edged one time. So that's why we felt like those guys needed to play. They're working together. But I thought after that, I thought you saw them make some improvement and adjust. Those are good. Judon and Wise those are excellent players. So it was really good work for them. I was really encouraged coming out of the whole week. I thought both joint practices were good coming out of the game. A lot of things we have to clean up. I think the biggest thing is offensively. We played our best football against their ones. As the game went on, we weren't as competitive, which is both encouraging and discouraging. The second and third drive, I think we had several plays, got all the way down to 35, then had some penalties and some sacks. Next drive got it down to the 15, but we have to be able to punch it in. So there's some good things there. We'll just have to build off them.
Back to the quarterback situation. Where does that leave everything? And PJ, I guess, does that mean you're set with your three here? And what about the strategy moving forward in terms of who plays? Does this make you more cautious to put certain guys out there?
No, I don't think it's ever. There's an inherent risk to playing football. I don't think you're ever, ever afraid to play the game. Guys go out there and play. Our guys wanted to play. They wanted to play last night. So, we have a plan for next week. We plan on playing all of our most, if not all of our starters. So, we'll move forward with that. That was an unfortunate thing, but getting stepped on could happen in a team period. So we'll continue with our plan.
I was looking at the tape, man. Did it happen early on in that play? It was hard to see.
I can't tell that, to be honest with you. He came off. I was actually telling him, if you're hurt, get down. Don't hop off on the thing. Was hoping it wasn't as serious as it was, but just kind of a freak thing. It sounds like.
The reason I asked, Cam got that same injury in the preseason on that same field.
Oh wow!
Was there any thought that the turf might have contributed?
That has not been said to me. All my communication has been through the doctors and trainers. It's just been, hey, just very. This is what it is. This is what it is. So, I'm just kind of leaning on them.
Clear, was it a Patriots player that stepped on it, his own player? Or?
Guys, I'm sorry. I don't want to speak and then be wrong. So I just know what he told me when I was told, and that's
how
it.
Disappointing, Matt. You guys, understandably, this was going to be a developmental year, but now it's kind of a lost year.
Yeah, I hate it for him, but I hate it for any time one of our guys is hurt. I thought he was playing well too. I left him in that situation down there, backed up, because, as I said last night, I wanted him to have that. Hey, here's the crowd, here's the noise. But I thought I saw a lot of really nice signs early on in the game. Found some guys that were open, did some good things. So, but I know Matt's a battler, and so this year of development, he's just going to have to grind, both taking care of his foot and all the things he needs to do as a quarterback. So hopefully, hopefully someday he'll look back and say it was a blessing. But I hate it for him right now. I saw him getting off the plane. It was really kind of a cool thing. J.J. Jansen and Heck, they both sit up in first class and gave both their seats to Corral and Spencer Brown. Those guys are loved by their teammates, and I just hate it for him. But hopefully we'll get it taken care of the right way, and then just start that process.
So to be clear, the intention will be to put him on injured reserve then.
Yeah, again, I don't want to speak for that. It's Scott's job and the trainers and doctors. So they're on the phone with people right now. So like I said, I'm pretty sure we all know it's probably going to be a long-term injury. What that is, though, if it's all that, I'll let those guys decide that.
So now you say you're going to play your starters. Are you ready to name a starting quarterback yet, or are we still playing it by ear?
No, I mean, I think today's about yesterday and recapping yesterday. So, as we head into the week, we'll be more forward facing. But right now, we kind of spent today watching the tape, working on yesterday. So, nothing new in terms of guys who didn't play.
When you said a couple weeks ago you'd probably keep 3, I think the assumption was Matt as a third rounder would be one of them. Does that change the math at all for you guys?
It potentially could. I think we'll take the best available guys. We knew with Matt that if he's up, we want to have him sort of in a certain role. But that didn't mean he couldn't be the 2 either. That's why I wanted to play him last night. So we were going to kind of play it by ear. But that was the thought at that time. Right now, again, this has all happened pretty fast. So we're just really worried about Matt and making sure that he gets what he needs, and then we'll adjust over the next couple of days.
Do you plan on having the starter name for your quarterback before the Buffalo game?
You guys are awesome. I love you. I'll call you guys first as soon as I'm ready. I promise. No, I like I said, we just today. I think this is the right thing to do today, just to deal with the game from yesterday. And our guys are in here working today, and then tomorrow they have the day off. So we'll see how things go.
Matt, you activated Shaq Thompson off the PUP list. How much will you be able to tell where he is in the coming week?
Yeah, he's running, he's moving. He wanted to start. I wouldn't look for him to play versus Buffalo. I think the thought process all along was get him to this point where he can run and move and pass those tests, and then give him 2 weeks to get ready for the game. So he feels good and he wants to get moving. So we'll do a really good job return to play of making sure he doesn't come back too quickly. But before the game yesterday, he was running. He looks good.
Matt, after the game, we were talking about Brandon Smith, and you said you wanted to watch the tape and look at the more finer details of that. What did you see, and where is he excelling right now?
Yeah, well, he's good on special teams. Obviously, he had the sack. What I love about him is, you say to him, hey, was it, that he had that great sack. We were in one blitz, and they went to empty, so he checked to another blitz, and he knew just what to do. And that's hard. That's not easy to do that fast. And I said, hey, was it a good play or a great play? And he said it was just a good play. So why, I didn't get the ball out. So he's got a high bar for himself. And so really nice, Ellis, in my feel of, tempo in the ball, not going too fast, falling back on the football, getting more, not that he's not physical, but using his hands because he's got such length, getting more detailed in terms of all the coverage things. So I think he just keeps raising what he's doing. And then I think special teams, he has a chance to be a difference maker for us. And I'll also say I thought Mosby did a lot of great things last night, playing Mike and playing rush. Guys who can play 2 positions are so valuable as you put a roster together. And so there are some young guys that, the Derek Wrights, the Mosbys, those guys, like they made enough plays that make you really warrant a lot of discussions about them, which is great.
Matt, how tough is it to evaluate that cornerback room, especially the kind of like the back end, like Tay Hayes, STO, Kalen Barnes? Those guys are still trying to fight their way onto the roster. How tight is that competition?
Yeah, I don't want to start. Hear what I'm saying here now. I don't want to start saying guys are on the roster, but STO is on this roster. That guy, the gunner play that we have is pretty darn near elite. These guys are running down, and they're beating really good players. They're making solo tackles. I made that point to our guys in there. What Stanley Thomas Oliver is doing right now is awesome. He's playing on 4 core special teams, and he's playing at a high level. And so is Sam Franklin. They're getting a lot of people are noticing them the way they're playing on special teams. The thing that I love about what Stan's doing is he's also elevating himself as a corner. Last week, made a nice play on the ball down the field. Played yesterday, and so most guys they kind of make a name for themselves on special teams, and they want to go play corner. He's continuing to make a name for himself on special teams and playing corner. So, I would fight scratch and claw to have him on any team I coach with the way he's playing right now, because he's locked in. He's a pro's pro. So, Tay Hayes. I think I made the comment last night. You guys know me. I don't want a 15-yard penalty. I don't, the celebrations, whatever. But I thought it was I like true emotion, right? I don't like pre-planned fake stuff. I like true emotion. And that to me was a bunch of guys on this team who love the way Tay Hayes plays. Tay Hayes was out there playing, he wasn't even here to start camp. He was out there playing against their ones. And so I'm not a corners coach. I can't tell you everything that's perfect, but I know he's a baller. He's a competitor. So, and then Kalen, Kalen's getting better. He's so fast, but he has so much to learn, but he's working at it. So I think that room, we have some really good high-end guys, but we also have some young players that are developing. And, again, I want to make sure I highlight Stan. I love what he's doing.
Matt, did you guys know about Corral when you left Boston?
It's one of those deals where they'll say to you, hey, we're concerned. We have to get an MRI, one of those deals. So it just sounded like, hey, we have to rule this out. And every time they say that, it's like Marquise. When Marquise got hurt, I always go, oh my gosh, I hope it's not an ACL, just for his sake. And then didn't know what it was, but
Was the MRI this morning
Yeah.
and here?
Yep.
Is he? Do you know when or where he'll have his surgery?
No, I don't know that. I'm sure his family, his agent will get together. Obviously, we'll utilize our resources, and most guys, they then make a decision about where they're going. So I don't know much more than that.
Does that kind of reinforce to you why you wanted to keep more, two good quarterbacks and a third on the roster initially, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've kind of said a bunch of times. I think at the end of the day, I think I forget the number. I said 16 or 12 out of 32 teams played with one quarterback the whole year. I mean, that position takes a beating, right? And so we want to have as many good players at that position as possible and make no apologies for it. So Matt was coming along. Hopefully he'll be healthy. But we also know throughout the course of the year. I mean, I don't. You guys have been covering the Panthers longer than I've been here. I don't know the last year that one quarterback played the whole time, and that's true for most teams. It's just the league. You play in 17 games. It's physical. You need to have good backups. So as much as I know everyone's excited about the quarterback battle and competition, I'm always worried about, hey, is every guy in that room getting better and playing better? Because what I found over the years, you might need them all. So.
How did you make out with the other guys who left? Burris, Barno, Cam Irving.
Yeah, Barno hamstring. I don't know how long he'll be. Cam Irving, he went back in there. Dislocated his elbow, went back. Cam's had a really good camp. You said, Burris was kind of done at that point, so I think he would have been able to continue in that game or play this week, so he should be fine this week.
Was he ribs?
He was ribs, yes. They just had to rule it out. And then Spencer Brown came out, so I'd say he's week to week right now with an ankle sprain.
Matt, do you expect any of the tight ends to be back Friday that were out this past preseason game?
So that was just Ian and Colin that were out this past game, right? Yeah, and Babbage. There's a chance Babbage should practice this week. Ian, I would not say would play this week. Ian should be able to start to practice this week some, but would not take hits. Would not take contact yet for another week. There would be, he needs another week of that. And I think Colin would probably still be out.
Matt, is Terrace going to practice today?
Today's more of like a jog, get him moving. I mean, that was a hard couple days and then getting in at 4. So we're going to come out here. We're going to move around. So I'd anticipate him doing that. Really, the question is, will he go on Monday? And I'll have to wait and see.
What was your thoughts on Iggy's progress from game 1 to game 2?
He did what great linemen have to do. Is he got beat and he had to battle back from it. The first game things kind of went his way a little bit more. This game, he got beat on the twist and he got beat on the bull, but he came back. And I think the thing for him is, like, as I said since the very beginning, it's not going to be the run game. It's going to be the pass protection and handling all these guys and these guys studying you. And you go against Judon and Wise and all those guys all week and they study you. So he still has progress to make. He still has work to do, and that's why we played him. But I like the way he's trending. I like where he's headed.
You were talking about versatility just in the team in general. With Cade Mays, working at guard and at center, what have you seen from him throughout camp, and what's your evaluation? Yeah,
he's kind of a 4 or 5 position backup. He can play center, he can play guard, he can play tackle. I like his play style. He plays hard. He has some development to do in terms of playing with great pad level and playing a little lower. But he can go into a game and play right tackle. He can play center. So I think Cade's he's kind of a Swiss Army knife back there. And we have a couple guys like that. Dennis Daly last night played right tackle. He played left tackle. Cam can play all 5. Cam Irving can snap. He snapped in this league. So those guys allow you to have versatility and go into a game knowing that you have enough guys at every position.